Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another t-shirt design tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make this simple yet cute design using some text boxes and playing around with text effects to create the curved text, and as well as adding glyphs or these swirly tails to the front and end of the words. So here is a close-up of the design. I'll also show you how to get this outline look if you are doing like print on demand for direct to garment printing, or even screen printing. I'm sure you can do that because it's actually, you can even do it with vinyl. If you're cutting it yourself, you would just have to do two layers, like the bottom layer of a lighter color and then just the outline. So I am going to show you how to do that. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started. I am going to start by adding a blank canvas page right here. I'm just using let's see what size this is, 2000 by 2000 pixels. That's my go-to, or you can do 1800 by 1800. I just like working with it because I can resize it without losing the quality of the image. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is add a text box. You can add it by hitting the letter T on your keyboard and then just resizing it to whatever size you like for right now. You can always go back and resize it later once you have all of your elements together. So let me go ahead and type in the text that goes on the top. So pumpkin spice. All right. And then I want to change this to open sans, which is normally the default text. Open sans extra bold for these two. And then I'm going to select the text box. So that's how, you'll know that it's selected because the blue box shows up. And then select effects. And let me move this out of the way. I'm going to add a curve to it. So if you go down to shape, there's either none or curve. And then with that, you can adjust how much curve you want it to have. I'm just going to leave it at, let's see, 75 for right now. And then I want to go ahead and do the bottom part, which says "and cozy nights." So I'm going to select the text box and hold down Control and press the letter D. So that tells me, that lets me duplicate the text box. I'm on a Windows computer, so if you're using a Mac, you would hold down Command D. All right, so now I want the arch to go the opposite direction. So I'm going to go back to Effects and drag the sliding bar to the negative side and also do it at -75 because I want them to be the same curve. There you go. And that looks kind of off to me. So I think what I'm going to do is, that's what it would help to change it to what I want it to say. So once I click on that, I'm going to actually space it out just a little. Space it out just a little bit. I'm going to space this one out a little bit too, just because I want more of a curve. All right. So once you do that, you are going to drag it to how you want. And because the bottom line has more characters than the top one, I'm going to just make it just a tad smaller where it's not too noticeable. And then once you're dragging it, you see that these purple lines pop up. If it's solid like that, that means it's right in the middle, centered. Okay. If it's not, so let's say this is to the side, you can still center the top to the bottom text box by dragging it until the dotted purple line shows up. But I want both of them centered, so I'm going to just position it to the middle. So I'm going to drag it until I see that purple line. Okay. Then the next thing I'm going to do, oh, I forgot that I want to change the letters to all uppercase. So I'm going to click on these dots. It's called the kebab. And it gives me more tools. And I'm going to select uppercase, this lowercase and uppercase A, just to change all letters to uppercase. And you can switch back and forth depending on what you want to do. And then I'll do the same thing to the bottom line. So now it's starting to look much better, just the way I want it. All right. I do want to leave a little space because I want to put the word fall right there. So I'm going to add another text box and then type in fall, drag it to make it bigger. And then the script font that I'm using right here is called LiliRose, and I'll put that in the description box down below. But that is a custom font that that we downloaded from Creative Fabrica. I'll also put that in the description box. And you can do the same thing. If you have a Canva Pro account, you can upload your own personal fonts in the brand kit and then just use it within your design. Just make sure that you have the commercial license to use it if you are planning on selling your t-shirts. All right, so now that I have that, I'm going to show you how to add the swirly tails at the beginning and the end of the word. So on my computer, I'm going to search for the character map function or app. I'm sorry. However, it's probably called character map on the Mac too. I'm not 100% sure, but you can try it and find out. And then once you go to the character map, you're going to click the drop down menu to look for the font that you're using. So you first have to install this font onto your computer. There is a video in a previous video on our YouTube channel that shows you how to install a font. But you are going to have to install the font onto your system, onto your computer before it shows up on Character Map. So click LiliRose, and then you're going to search for the F that has the tail at the beginning. So here's P, there's F. I'm going to click select and then copy. Once I hit copy, I'm going to delete this plain F and Control V it into my canvas. Okay, we'll reposition later. But now you can see that F changes to the one with the glyph. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to delete this L, and then I'm going to insert the L that has the tail at the end. So where is that L? It's right here. Select, copy, and then Control V to paste it into there. So I want this, I'm going to move these out of the way for now. I want this to be big, so I'm going to drag using these dots at the on the corners. I'm going to position this in the center and change the color to like a burnt orange because I am creating a fall design. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the colors of the other letters too. And then now it's a matter of just resizing and positioning it to your liking. So as you can see, the word fall, I just don't like the spacing right here. You see how this A is really close to this swirl and this S is not. So I'm going to just slightly change the tilt using this. Okay, so here's it's straight at 0 degrees, but now the A is like almost touching it. So I'm just going to slightly move it where it's not very noticeable, but you can see that the spacing is almost the same. So if you want, depending on what your text is saying, you might want to play around with adjusting the rotation so that it looks good. All right. All right, so if you're happy with your design like this, you can leave it alone, download it with a transparent background, and then you can go for it. Just run it through your die cutter machine, cut your vinyl, press it on, or you can add some more details as far as like changing the text effects. So this is called Splice. I'll show you how to do that. Just select the text box, go to text effects, and it's this one right here. And once you select it, you can even change the background color to something different. And I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Let me fix this a little bit. I might have to move this up too. But yeah, just designing, it takes time, and you have to just, use your judgment on whether you like it a certain way. It's a lot of adjusting to your liking. Use the guidelines to help you to make sure that it's centered and make sure that it's balanced as well. So take advantage of the seasons and create those cute t-shirt designs so that you can have your limited edition releases and all of that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you decide to try it with something else, like a different saying or a different season or whatever, if you want to try the text effects of adding the curve or like the glyphs at the end or beginning of a word, make sure to tag us so we can check out your creation. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. The information is at the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, see you later.